So, have you all played ACL Fest before, or was this the first time?
It's our first year.
I know you lived in Houston for a while. Did you spend a lot of time in Austin before you went to Nashville?
Yeah, I actually lived in San Marcos, Wimberley area for a year before I moved to Nashville. And I've recently left Nashville too, so yeah, and the three of us are from Houston area. He's from Conroe, I'm from Lake Jackson, and he's from Houston proper. But we all kind of grew up and, learned to play together in Houston. Probably 6 years ago is when we all met, something like that.
Now, were you at the AMA conference in Nashville a couple weeks ago? How did that go?
It was really fun, very stressful.
Something, right?
We got nominated for 3 awards. We were nominated for Artist, Album, and Song of the Year.
Probably Jason Isbell beat you out on the weekend.
He won every category, yeah. And he deserves it. He's a great guy. I love him to death. But we were just honored to be in the categories,
Your stuff is, I would say, not your own original material, not that traditional country, but you clearly have an identification with that as well. I saw your set, and I heard you do the Christopherson song, a couple songs from the end. Is that song one you do most of the time when you play?
No, literally 5 minutes before we went on, I talked to the bass player and was like, do you know this Christopherson song? And we just decided to do it. I had originally intended to play Vincent Black Lightning solo, but then I just was like, we're in Austin, let's do this song, and I just kind of, a lot of the covers we do are just spur of the moment type stuff, because we've all been sidemen for so many people that I think it gets a little bit boring to do the same set every time in the same order and the same covers, and it's nice to just kind of push yourself a little bit.
Just yesterday in the mail got this Christmas record that New West is putting out, and I see you did a Willie Nelson song on that. Was that your call, or was that one they asked you to do? Or?
No, that was mine. And Roy Orbison's done that tune, and tons of people have done that tune. I'm not sure who wrote it, but Willie's version is the one that I fell in love with.
I think he wrote it.
Really? Cool.
That's
it's a great song, but yeah, that Willie record, the Christmas record, is always on every year on my record player, and so I've gotten really familiar with it. And I really liked the idea, you heard it I guess, but I liked the idea of doing sort of a traditional kind of country song with a pretty modern arrangement. Like the only stuff in that track is synth, an analog drum machine, and acoustic piano, and then just voice, So it's kind of interesting to me. I'm trying to find fun ways to sort of repackage stuff that is really familiar and, sort of. So
you mentioned that you left Nashville recently. Are you moving somewhere else now? Or are you?
I was in New York for the first, for all of August, last part of July. I'll probably end up back there, but we tour so much, I'm kind of homeless at this point. I'm just subletting. I put all my stuff in storage,
And I guess your record label's in LA, right? In the US?
They have an office in LA and an office in Athens, so I'll be spending a couple weeks in LA in the beginning of November and kind of just floating around. I'm taking advantage of not having anything to kind of tie me down.
Yeah, it seems like you kind of have reasons to be all over the place, right?
Yeah.
When I saw you play earlier this year at Emos with Wild Child, I'm trying to remember how you phrased it, but there was something you said about identifying the difference between the crowd that was there to see Wild Child and the crowd that was there to see you.
Yeah, I love Wild Child. They're good buddies of ours, and that tour was really fun. But I was making the joke while on tour that if you looked into the audience, it looked a lot like young people and their parents, but it was actually their fans and our fans, because we, for some reason, attract an older kind of crowd in most places, especially when we go overseas. It's rare to find like a young, pretty girl at some of our shows, and others it's different, but
it was a pretty diverse audience here. It seemed like.
Yeah.
It seemed relatively young, but kind of all ages.
It's odd to me because in Texas, I feel like we're somewhat relevant, like in a sort of like young kind of hip way. But I think when you get out of Texas, some of the more country-leaning stuff that we're inspired by is not as cool right now. So I think that in Tuscaloosa or in wherever we happen to play, some small town, it might just be some older folks that have heard our stuff and like it, and it might not be played on college radio, or it might not be played in places where they would hear it. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I love playing Texas, because it's sort of a diverse audience for us. It's you know, country fans and rock fans and, you know, just every kind of person. You know?
Do you feel like you want to eventually be back in Texas in a long-term sense, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, if I can make enough money to do it, I want to have a house in Houston, you know, in like historic 6th Ward or something, and I'd love to have a house in Wimberley, and but at least for the foreseeable future, I can't imagine like pinning myself down anywhere for a little while. It's too nice right now to be able to move around and just experience different things. And, you know, when the tour gets done in Europe, I can just be like, oh, I'm going to take the 2 weeks I have off and just live in Paris or, you know, whatever, you know.